And we're live.
Welcome, everyone, to another Conquest Happy Hour, our first one of 2026. Wow, this time has just flown by. Um, it's amazing that here we are in 2026. We have so many great things to share with you. We've got new folks joining us. We've got lots of people joining from around the world. We've seen so many new communities open up over in the past 6 months, year. It's super exciting for us to be here with you as we kick off what is let's see, this will be our 7th year, correct? My gosh, hard to believe. So super exciting. And for Stavro and Leo, who've been working on the design behind the scenes, it's their 10th anniversary, I believe, gentlemen. So congratulations. And I don't remember what 10 is what you're supposed to give someone for 10. So we're just going to consider it a Spires anniversary, and we'll get you all miniatures. How's that? So welcome, everyone. We're going to jump right in. We have a lot of things to share and talk about. I want to hop in while people are joining and kind of leave the screen up as the one of the things I want people to absorb and really get involved with, which is our Colors of Conquest. People know it, of course, really well. It's been a very sought after and desired reality for us throughout the entire time that I've been involved with Conquest, which is going on 6 years in March. And we created a Weaver Quartz one because these sculpts really lend themselves to paint. And we have a Weaver Quartz Founders Exclusive coming up. And we thought, wouldn't it be cool to do something special for Weaver Quartz in the middle of winter? Get them, if you will. I know a lot of people bought them during the busyness of the holiday season. And so maybe they're sitting high on the pile of shame, or as I like to call it, pile of opportunity that you may have in your house. And let's dust them off. Let's get them open. Let's get assembling and painting. And so we're going to have a small contest. And to inspire you, I've created a group of images to show some of the painting work that's been done at Bellum around these, and get you thinking about what would your Weaver Quartz look like. And this is also a chance for us to showcase a new item, which most people have not seen yet, which is the Morrowind. So as we think about Weaver Quartz and their battles on the tables, you see the aesthetic really, really strongly here. You get the sense that these are just gorgeous miniatures to be playing with and fielding as an army, and how amazing they'll look as part of our Colors of Conquest promotion. This goes till February 14th. It's really simple to participate. I'm going to tell you about how to participate in just a second. And so here it is. I knew it was coming up soon on the slides. There are 5 categories that we are doing with the Colors of Conquest promotion. Playable, Last Argument of King's Army. So at least 1 character, 3 regiments at a minimum. The Drakes will be their own category. They can, of course, be part of the playable Last Argument of King's Army as well. The single model character, stand of 4 infantry or Drake, no Drakes in this case, stand of 4 infantry, a character, or one of the brutes. An infantry, cavalry, or brute set, so the complete set, or a First Blood Warband. Those are coming up in March. But that's what, and all of those products will be available. So we thought it'd be interesting to give people a chance to participate with a First Blood Warband for those who are going to be really motivated to play First Blood. The winner of each category is going to receive the first 5 Founders Exclusive Weaver Quartz model. So that means out of the 990, number 1 through 5 will go as prizes to participants in this contest. It's a big prize. To participate, you hashtag Colors of Conquest and Weaver Quartz while you tag us on Instagram or Facebook. That easy. Once you get it assembled and painted, we'll know based on these 5 categories what you've submitted and where it belongs. So that's all you got to do to be part of this. Now, retailers or vanguards, if you're listening, or if you're part of a Conquest community and you want to run a local version as well, we will provide prize support. We have what we'll call a local painting competition, as well as this global painting competition. So, you can compete two ways, if you will, but it's really not competition. It's about showcasing your creativity, your palette, your colors, your creativity, no matter where you feel comfortable. If you don't feel like posting, totally get it. If you feel like just doing it within your own community is great and you want to extend that deadline, totally great. We're wanting people to really have fun, get these out, get these being enjoyed. So with that, I think there are a couple questions here. Yes, you cannot submit multiple categories. So like each picture using the same miniature won't, like if you do a TLAOK army, it won't also qualify you for a Drake, a single model, or in the infantry sets. So you will pick one of each of the categories. Now you can, if you're not using a Drake, for example, in the playable TLAOK army, you can submit into two different categories. We will pick individual winners. I'm not going to lie to you about that. So there will be 5 different winners judged. We'll make sure that people get to spread this around a little bit. But that's the plan, is that, yes, you can enter multiple categories. You won't win in multiple categories, but you would need to use different models. Can the local be other factions or is it still Weavers? Yeah, if it's local, the prize support will be Weavers related. But if it's local and you guys want to do a painting competition within your community, great. We love that. Yes, email your local retailer relationship manager, or as Vanguards, you can reach out to Achilles and he will let you get involved as well. Let me see if I'm missing any other questions that have come up with this. Is there a threshold to ask for support? I mean, we want to see at least 6 people participating at a local level. And for each of these programs, that we have to have at least 3 participants in each of the categories. So if only one person does a Drake, then you need to encourage 2 more friends to get painting and get moving. So there have to be at least 3 entries for each category to claim a prize. So that's I think a pretty exciting competition to start off the year. And competition is in quotations. It's really just a chance for everybody to show off their painting skills, have a little fun with some brand new models, and get the Weaver Courts shown on social media. I'm going to turn this over to you for the moment to talk about the app. I know people are going to be super excited with your news.
Hey everybody, Leo here. Yeah, we have some pretty great news. First of all, super proud about the fact that the app update has actually been pushed last night. That's right, we timed everything. Things have been in the works, and we are quite ready to press the button once the happy hour is over. In a wild turn, ironic, I would say, turn of events, iOS is actually going to be pushed first, and then followed by Android soon after. Jordan, I see your emotes, and that was my face as well when I realized that this is happening. So then thank you for your patience regarding the scrolling issues. We have been working on them when it comes to list building. You saw some of the work that we've been done. There still is an issue with the payroll, but they're being worked on, and we're going to make sure that a follow-up update will be out to correct it as soon as is humanly possible.
Yeah, so this will be super exciting. Once the happy hour is over, we're pushing the button. You'll see it show up in your App Store or Google Play Store, and download away. And all of the things that we're going to share with you about Spires and the other quality of life improvements are going to be active on your app. We struggled that in the past, and we've been really working hard to try to get everything timed correctly.
That is absolutely right. And for everybody's ease of access, please know, as always, we're going to be sharing all PDFs in the Discord once the happy hour is over. And we're going to be sharing them on the Discord first. Attack the Discord servers. Make sure that they take all the heat. And then and then as a second wave, we're going to be uploading them on our website as well.
Perfect. Thanks, Leo. Stavro, you're going to do the introductions of these fine-looking gentlemen who are joining us on this call. Stavro? Where did he go? He's muted. Stavro, you're muted, dude.
Magical button. Done. Solved. Sorry about that. So yeah, we're proud to announce that Mateus and Pavel, I am not even going to pretend to pronounce those surnames, guys. I love you, but I will destroy them.
Let them do it so that we can all learn.
Yes, actually, that would be impressive.
You made them pronounce so many Conquest names. I think it's only fair. It's only fair that they make you pronounce their last names.
That's probably true.
So Mateus and Pavel will be joining us for game balance and design for TLA. Okay. For those of you who don't know, they were the first and second place in the world the first world championships. Pavel wasn't able to join the second, but Mateus won the second one again. And he graciously accepted to join our balance team and help us get those little rogue elements under control to make sure that you guys have as much fun as possible in as balanced an environment as possible. So big hand of applause.
Yeah, do you want to add anything?
Their achievements and be their bravery.
Yeah, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm, as a fellow gamer, you can imagine, I'm very excited to start working on everything. You might already see in near future some changes we already introduced, but I hope you will enjoy it as much as we did when we were designing those. So cheers.
Yeah, hello to everyone. Just like Pavel, I'm also very happy to join the team, and I think it will be really, really good in the close future with the balance and rules.
Welcome, gentlemen. We're super excited to have you on board, and they will be adding some color as well as we go through some of the Spires updates. So look forward to hearing more from them as well. So as we jump into what's next, the events side of things, we have Adepticon coming up. Maybe you've heard. We're super excited about that, not surprisingly. And want to point out a few things. First, there'll be the new edition First Blood tournament, 12 to 24 player. We're shooting for at least 12, hoping to get to 24. I know it'll be new to people, but I think as you're starting to see the build and the buzz, I think the 24 is going to come. Maybe, I'm going to share with you when you're going to see all of the First Blood stuff. So I think I know when it's going to actually fill up, but be that as it may. And then the TLAOK 64-person tournament is going quick. As of yesterday, and I admit I haven't checked today because it's say that again? Nope. It's been busy today checking, but we are at 60 people as of yesterday. So hopefully, maybe it's sold out now. I don't know. Yanni, have you checked?
I checked. It was still 60.
Still 60, right? So there's 4 spots left. Do sign up if you can definitely, or certainly by the best of everyone's abilities, plan to attend. And we'll look to continue to grow the TLAOK side of things as well. Learn to play, casual play, and narrative campaign events will continue as well at Adepticon in Milwaukee. And we're going to have 2 very fun exclusive miniatures for your enjoyment there as well. I put the names, but I'm not sharing the pictures yet because they're pretty cool and we want them to be a nice surprise. Reese, Reese, I don't know if you're on the call because I'm not able to look at both at the same time. It is 5 a.m. in Australia, so we'll give them a little bit of break. But CanCon is this coming weekend. It's a 30-person world event now locked. Grew over last year. Super excited. Thanks to everyone down in Oz who is excited. And Mark, I think you were on. I think I saw your name flash by the chat. So thank you as well, Mark, for doing the demos all weekend long in Canberra. And then Scott Harper, are you on this call?
Yes, I am.
Oh, perfect. So this is your chance to tell us a little bit about Icons Idaho.
Sweet. So Icons of Conquest is a tournament we've been running for probably about 4 years now up in Idaho. We run it alongside the Idaho Convention of Board Gamers. It's a convention with a few hundred people just playing board games all weekend. We have reserved about a quarter of the convention center. So we have space for 32 players with the ability to expand up to about 40 players, I think, is where they'd cut us off.
It's great.
And it's kind of just a celebration of the Intermountain West Conquest community. It has some high-level players, but also plenty of casual people. So you get kind of a mix of everything. And it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, it's coming up in April. So if you have never been to Idaho and thought to yourself, this would be a great time to visit Idaho, this would be a great time to visit Idaho. What's the weather like in April, Scott?
April is kind of like the beginning of the thawing season. So there's usually not a whole lot of snow left unless you go up into the mountains. Probably about 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Pretty good.
And, yeah.
Pretty good. So if you're interested in going to Idaho, it's coming up in April. And I didn't hear back who's presenting. Gwendol, there you are. I see you on the list. So hopefully you are presenting the ITC. So welcome, Gwendol.
Well, thank you, Daryl. So hello, everyone, again. Just like we presented back in, was it November or December? I don't remember. But so the ITC is what we organize as the International Team Championship, organized by the association, Le Bourgeois, Guillaume, and I, an international free-man event inspired by WTC and other games. The point right now where we are at 13 teams, so we would need a 14th if you're brave enough to join us. Just to present rapidly and not go through the whole speech again, it will be a point-giving event, despite the fact that it is a team event. Of course, there will be lots of goodies, lots of good stuff. There is an icebreaker on the evening of the 20th. As a reminder, it's on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of February, so next month. Last year was already a quite good event. We really had a good moment, and we have even more countries representing this year, because we have French teams, of course, we have Spanish teams, we have German teams, we even have, I think, Guillaume told me we have a Slovenian team this year. So if you want to represent even more European countries and join us, it will be our pleasure. We have the unique French gnome Bonaparte, Emperor of the 70s, Conqueror of the Brackish Realms, Keeper of the Celtic Crown, Lord of all ponds and puddles. And among other goodies, there will be, of course, a swag bag of various other things to be announced. And yeah, so French Phage gnome.
Yes. And the one that is given out at ITC will have additional medals that the ones that are available later on in the year do. So you will, if you would participate in the ITC, you are going to get a special version of this limited edition bundle of joy.
Yeah,
He looks absolutely beautiful. He has a face only a mother could love.
yeah, it has a little Legion of Honor medal on the side that can be pinned on him to differentiate the ones that were earned in blood.
And I see in the chat we have 2 Slovenian teams, so that's exciting.
Two.
Yeah,
Two.
so
Excellent.
I think we need to get Mateus and Pavel to get a Polish team in there, I believe. Little challenge.
I believe they wanted to. Maybe they will arrive at the last moment, just at the right time, just like Wizards.
We will try.
Thank you very much. We're super
problem.
supportive. How many teams do you have total signed up? Do you know off the top of your head?
Unless we have a late change or something, I don't have the intel on. We should be at 13, maybe 14, if we have 2 Slovenian teams. But yeah, we're very, very close to reaching 16. Maybe it will be 16.
Amazing. Let's go. 16 it is.
Let's all be honest. We wanted to be a Conquest team, and we just wanted to make sure that we have the best players on the team. That's why.
Thank you very much, Daryl. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
guys.
Appreciate it. So, one of the things you all tuned in for, thank you for putting up with our shameless plugs of things that are going on around Conquest. And now it's time for Spires, what's new? And I think Joey is joining us to kick off the what's new. And I'm going to show pretty pictures while she tells you from her perspective as one of the OG Spires players, potentially even the OG Spire player. Right, Joey? Joey? Where'd you go, Joey? Anybody know where Joey went? She was there. Joey, you're not muted. We can't hear you. Maybe we'll flip-flop while Joey's figuring out her communication problems. Yanni, why don't you start? Because you were going to do the second half.
I'm here. I'm
Oh,
so
there you are.
sorry.
Hey,
I just had to
traded.
leave and come back.
Oh.
Okay. I was just saying, I wish I could take the OG, but I think David Richardson has that on me, honestly. But I've been playing Spires for 7 years. That makes me an old Spires player, and I am happy to talk about the changes from kind of a nostalgic perspective. First and foremost, this update has an homage to every version, 1.0, 1.3, 1.5, etc. So you're going to see a lot of familiarity as far as our buffs, our decay, our resist decay, our healing. Just don't expect to see the same terminology, the same words, but this is absolutely just Spires brought up to 2026. So the first thing I want to touch on that the rest of the team will dig into more is the strains. Strain is a new thing you're going to see with Spires, and this is just us kind of putting the lore into the Spires mechanically, I feel. Strains are a special ability that these Spires have that can enhance their characteristics and add additional special rules. Strains are essentially a draw event, and it's a draw event that you can use outside of a draw event. So if anyone has a way to deny you a draw event, you still get your strain, no problem. So this is something you can use on your Spires as they activate. You don't have to. If you do, you're going to get that decay. But again, we have healing. We have ways to resist that. We're used to that recycle list, taking damage to go faster, hit more. It's just far more defined in a way that I find lore-based, and I love that. So I'm going to spend just a few minutes to go through some of the changes. For example, we have for a new supremacy for the Biomancer, he's going to have field studies. So this is a new role that gives him some dice, a dice pool called the observation pool. You can use these on multiple things that you will see once the app updates shortly after this. So his observation tokens can be used as either additional dice rolls for a practitioner art. They can be used to prevent a friendly regiment from taking decay when they express their strain draw event. You can even use this if you want to save them up on a last card in your deck for some extra healing. There's a lot of uses you're going to see for the observation pool that he gets. Moving along, I'm going to talk a little bit about upgrades. Spires players are going to be familiar with Induced Lethargy from the Ferromancer. So that's still here, but we've moved it into an upgrade, one of the apparatuses. So this is an option you can take, and the Induced Lethargy now says enemy regiments do not benefit from Unstoppable or Juggernaut when selecting this regiment as a target of a charge. That's right, we have anti-Juggernaut for that Ferromancer regiment. So it feels good. All these updates are just bringing us up to the level that the other armies have slowly been growing to as we add these battlefield roles. I got a little bit of time to talk about some regiments, so I'm going to tell you about Force Grin drones. Still cheap as heck. Thank you so much. These cheap guys are shield and support 2. You're familiar with those. We're adding lethal demise to their strain, so you can choose to strain, take some decay, and now they have lethal demise 1. Their natural draw event is regen 2. No problem with the decay then, right? Additionally, this regiment can only suffer a maximum of 8 wounds from any given instance of decay. And should in the list building phase, you make this regiment consist of 6 stands or more, they permanently move to Lethal Demise 2, and the Regeneration Draw event changes to Regeneration 4. These are your cheap bread and butter rank and file guys. We love this. One more thing, brute drones. So I want to point out how the brutes in the army are being more specifically designed with a purpose. Instead of choosing just the brute that attacks the most or looks the coolest, you're going to find that each has a role that you want to fill. For example, the brutes, which I love, have gone from 5 attacks to 6. Their resolve went from 4 down to 3. They lost flurry, but they gained line breaker, and they have access to cleave 1 through their strain. These guys are very clearly going to move up and be a frontliner with attacks that don't care about your shields. The rest of the brutes also have more resolve bonuses, more attacks, and other special abilities from the strains that you'll see. That's going to make them a little bit more hardy, a little bit more durable, someone to protect your character. But I just wanted to emphasize, this is all stuff we're familiar with, just brought up to the level that other armies have gone through with the updates, bringing the battle roles in, the battlefield roles. Daryl, that's my 5. Do you want me to keep going?
You can throw a couple more things in.
Yay! I have
Yanni's
time.
going to have to arm wrestle you for it.
Okay.
A challenge
Monster.
accepted.
No. I get a monster, then you get a monster.
That works.
Desolation Beast. So our new Desolation
I
I
Beast.
wanted that.
You get the Consumption Beast.
Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. The Consumption Beast is on screen.
Oh, Yanni, go ahead.
Well, I like shooty stuff, but I also like stuff that gnaw at things. And Consumption Beast is exactly that type of monster that you want in your army to have. I mean, its strain gives the Dread special rule, and it gives you a whole lot of bonuses when clashing smaller stuff. For example, when this regiment performs a clash action against enemy regiments of smaller size, it gets Splash 1 Clash and Terrifying 2 until the end of that action. A lot of more goodies like 20 wounds, movement 8, but I'm not going to bore you with that. But I see playing also with joy and having a few games in with Spires now that every monster is useful and every monster does its job really well for what you paid for on the battlefield.
And having had dinner with Yanni, I can assure you that Consumption Beast was the right one for him to have.
Oh, thank you.
Dear God, never trust this man when selecting a restaurant. Ever.
100%. 100%. He will
You
eat
both have a grudge. It was a nice night at the hospital. It is fine.
All right, Joey, you're back up.
Okay, mic is working. Is the mic not working?
You're good.
It
You
is.
can hear
Oh, thank God. Jeez. Desolation Beast. So something that I love about this is obviously this is our ranged version in our dual kit monster. It's got a big cannon. That's awesome. But this will absolutely punish you for being in engagement with it. This is also one of the highest point cost monsters. So if it looks scary, there's a reason. You're paying a lot for this guy. So he has volley 3, so he's starting off strong, 8 attacks, 16 wounds. But let's get into his special strain and special rules. So the Desolation Beast has a strain that he can choose to express, and it will give him the following. Enemy regiments cannot use their evasion characteristic when making defense rolls against this regiment's volley. Additionally, he has his own special role that just comes with him, Visceral Bombardment. So while performing a volley action, each unmodified hit roll of 1 immediately inflicts hits to every other enemy regiment currently within 3 inches of the target. So this has got a splatter effect, and that strain can affect the other regiments as well. So it's your choice if you want to take some decay and make sure that no one can evade these attacks. Additionally, you want to get close, Lethal Demise 8, Dread, Trample 6, a lot of mean stuff.
I think David Richardson is going to give up the hundreds of drones and is going to change the monster lists.
No, he has a benefit now for taking multiple. Keep them.
So, Yanni, I
Well-
believe you just continue with this beautiful segue.
Well, I'm not a Spires player yet, but playing with Joy, there are a few things that stood out for me and did the trick. So I have to say that Paul Matthews, when it comes to bad luck, because a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm rolling sixes," bad luck. Well, guess what? Lineage Highborn has your back. What stood out for me from supremacy abilities is the Lambs to the Slaughter. First of all, kudos to the name. And second of all, it's an activated ability that all friendly Husk regiments treat every hit roll result of 6 as a 1. Oh my god, do I feel like I'm rolling sixes the whole game? Do I play an elite force led by my lineage highborn? Then she's got me covered. You can't see well, it's an Australian ace. Sixes turn to ones. Now, speaking of characters and stuff, I also like the Merchant Prince, which you have here on display. And apart from a beautiful model, it can also do spiery stuff on the battlefield. What it does, well, if you're good at negotiating, you can do offers with the enemy, with your opponent. Sorry, not enemy, with your opponent. So if your opponent
I don't
accepts
know.
your
Julie
offer,
might call you the enemy. I think it's fair to say enemy is probably appropriate.
okay. Well, if your enemy accepts the offer, then both players select one additional regiment to automatically succeed on the reinforcement roll this round. And in addition, your regiment, the Spire Tricky one, gets Vanguard 3 special roll. So it's like a win-win, but it's always a more win for the Spires. And if the player declines the offer, you can choose between rerolling one failed reinforcement roll, and or you may choose a regiment currently not on the battlefield to gain a Vanguard 3 special again, which again, you can benefit from. And speaking of units and monsters joy before, let's not forget about the old dude, the Abomination, which he has come a long way. I know his stat line didn't change much, but having different sects now in the Spires that the players will read and see, you can always choose, he can always have different special rules according to where he is. So if you choose a Sovereign Lineage, for example, he gets Hardened 1. The Abomination, the Directorate, gives him +2 to March. Or the Underspires gives him Regeneration 2 as a draw event, which makes him, a kind of must-have in a lot of lists. No matter what you play, if you're a Spires player, you might want that.
Excellent.
And I see, Daryl, that you have now our beautiful starter over there, and I see there are some Center of Ataras. The last point I would like to make is that Center of Ataras now can slingshot and have some effect through the battlefield. And what do? During its activation, if you perform a march action immediately followed by a charge action, every defense roll of 6 by the enemy causes an additional wound. Yep, that's right. So the already fast unit can march, can charge, and still do some damage with its good impact hits, brutal impact hits on that.
Thank you, Yanni. One thing I'm gonna note that I should have probably noted at the beginning. My apologies. There are questions that are coming up in the chat. We are going to address them at the end of the Spires conversation, so I don't want anyone to think that I'm purposely ignoring your questions. I'm just temporarily ignoring your questions. I want to make sure that everyone presents. Stavro hasn't gone yet, so he's got a chance coming up. And then at the end of the Spires piece, we're definitely going to take your questions. I've seen some good ones about Flurry and some other things, so don't worry, it's coming. But I want to go now and just share. Because I know part of Happy Hour is showing new things.
So what you're seeing right now is our Spires Founders exclusive, named Hubris. And for anybody who's read any of the Spires lore, hubris is kind of their thing. But here in particular, it is their thing because they thought that these suits could be dragon slayers. right? Because they saw the little baby dragons that were coming at them, and they're like, "Oh, okay, we got this. We're gonna modify. We're gonna make some flying Terraphon. We're gonna swarm them with streaks, and then these guys are gonna come in as the killers." And then the real dragon showed up. And things changed fast, and these things were outdated fast. But there are still some hoary old bastards who have access to these suits and like dusting them out from time to time, and hurting people with them, because that's a hobby, apparently, when you're thousands upon thousands of years old and wealthy beyond reason and compare. So yeah, the design has all of the creepy characteristics of Spire weirdness. You see its staggering size. We literally got it to the absolute maximum to which it would fit in a brute base, to be able to show that this is not just an elder. This is, a creature so old that it can only be represented through sheer size. One of the curious little quirks of Spire mortality is exile and mortality, and it's more applicable to the Weavers and the Spire. So I'll be quiet now. Yeah, this is our Hubris Founders exclusive, and we are very, very happy to introduce it. Hope you guys like it.
Well, I'm still showing a few more pictures, Stavro. Why don't you share with the group your perspective about the charge you gave to the game dev team around this Spires update and how it fits in with your view of the lore, and just a couple minutes on what about this change has made you gloriously happy in the outcome.
I wish you guys could have been the flies on the wall on some of the conversations that were had. Like, oh, I have this cool idea. Can we do this? And then there's this deadpan silence from Pavel and Mateus, and they're like, no, that's utterly broken. No, we can't do that. That's stupid. And there was a lot of this, actually. But the end result is something that captures the essence of the Spires, while also truly dealing with the realities of how the game is played, both at the basic and an advanced level. Because one of the biggest challenges that we face, it's gonna sound a little bit arrogant. Conquest is a high skill game, and that makes it significantly harder to balance at the lower levels than it does at the higher levels. Because it's very easy to see negative play experiences when a new player faces a veteran that, without knowledge of how to play this game, unlike other war games, it feels very oppressive. So we wanted to keep all the flavor and fun that my ridiculous, stupid ideas injected, but we also wanted the game effects of these things to be felt in a real and tangible way. So it's not just a cool letter or a cool word or a cool phrase that is never used, because that unit is never used in that particular form, right? And that is where Mateus and Pavel were absolutely invaluable in building, in rebuilding the Spire list. There was a lot of input from the entire team. Jacob and Joel did the first text, which I loved it. Highly complex. We jigged it a little bit to hit the targets that we were looking at for game balance. But it was a file I truly liked, and a very worthy incarnation of the Spires. And this version is now that, but evolved. and adapted by two of our most skilled players to reflect the actual realities of how the game is played. So you're going to get a lot of lore. You'll see that the Spires list, we've done the same treatment we've done to the Duerome and the 100 Kingdoms, and we're going to do to every army from now on, in that every unit has lore, every item, every mastery has lore. All of the strains have their own unique name. For those of you who have some time to do the Googling, finding out what the connections are. It's something that we've put a lot of passion and effort, and I hope you guys like it as well. And I hope you guys notice like the endo and exoskeleton of the Hubris model, because that was absolutely bloody gorgeous. I'm just looking at it right now, and I feel little wiggles, happy wiggles.
Thank you, Stavro. This is where we start with questions. I know one of the questions is about missing flurry. Maybe more of a statement than really a question, but I didn't know if anybody from the game dev team or Joey or Yanni want to address flurry a little bit and the change there.
From my understanding, it was my mispronunciation. Nobody lost flurry. Abomination still has it.
It might have been me talking about the brute drones, that they have gained line breaker.
Oh yeah, they did.
In Cleave 1. I might have said that they lost flurry for those.
Okay.
And if I'm wrong, I might not have the most.
No, those did.
That was me.
You're right.
Okay, perfect. That gives a little bit more color to what was said. I think everybody thought flurry went away for everything, and that
No. It was
that
just
may have been misunderstood.
yeah, just for the brute drones to focus them more on a beat down punchy role.
Dave Richardson wants to know, is the Merchant Prince still being held, or is that the cat?
So the concept for that model, for those of you, I mean, I might be showing my age, but it's Ernst Stavro Blofeld from the Bond movies, and how he's always holding his white cat. For me, he's the archetypal villain. On the one hand, I have a space laser and I'm holding all of Earth hostage, but on the other hand, I'm sitting here with my smart. I don't know what those Asian suits are, but those weird center button-down suits, and gently petting my cat. So it's an absolute nod of the hat to that iconic villain. As to who is actually in control, much like cats, I will leave it up to you.
Okay, so from Xtune on Twitch, we have how and why did you decide as a rules team that it's okay for anti-rules? Examples: anti-evasion, anti-unstoppable, is good and healthy for the game. Just thinking about the bookkeeping part, because now single models with single rules, just counter rules.
Okay, I can get that. So basically, what we did during the design phase was that we were thinking what are the weakness of given faction and how to make it unique. So I understand that this is mostly about the evasion, ignoring evasion. Basically, what I can assure you, that is the thing that will be native only, at least for now, for the Spires. Because when we saw the model, when we thought about it, it's more like how you are going to dodge this, basically. Yeah, if you like overload your gun going through your chest, and what we could do to hit that team. And we was thinking that it is very good, and trust me, we tested it like in more than 30 games. It is not something that will feel like it's obnoxious for anyone, or something that will break the game because only Spires have it. So it was. I can assure you that it was carefully tested, and I hope it can be proven during the next games that will follow with that model. because we have so much fun playing with it.
Thank you, Pavel.
Can I also add a little bit here? What I
Please.
want to say that as the game expands, and Conquest definitely, has been expanding for quite a long while, and as its horizons widen, that also means that the what we consider, let's say, the the core part of the game expands with it as well. So what one day back in the day, cleave was that outlying special rule, or let's say any outlying special rule at the time. As the game has expanded, its core has expanded with it, and a lot of these rules aren't really being anti-ruled. It's just now become core parts of the game to which responses are being developed. The same way, let's say, cleave is a way that you bypass defense, or things like that. So as the game grows, its core grows, and the more things now become part of its core, and that's how you may start considering creating these sort of relationships between rules.
Thank you, Leo. So there were no other questions, so I'm going to charge ahead. And again, just as a reminder for anyone who tuned in earlier, or later, I should say, the app update with all of the things you just heard is ready to be pushed. And I would say at this point, Leo, we can push the button so that by the time the Apples and the Googles do all the things they do, and the happy hour is ending, folks will see it in their app store to do the updating, as it were. So a lot of exciting stuff coming up as well. So you're going to see a little bit more releasing February 27th, the Shikigami, the Weaver Court Morrowind, which I already showed you, of course, the Hubris, which you just saw, and finally a new token pack. I know a lot of people have been asking for it. And then coming in March, they'll be out for Adepticon, the new warbands for First Blood with 3D terrain. So we'll be talking about First Blood at the end of this. Don't worry, especially around Spires and some of the things that are going on. So don't worry, there is more coming. Steve, we did update the terrain STLs. I'll answer that one very quickly. The Spires and the Wadroon just got added, if I remember correctly. I'm doing this off the top of my head, so I can't remember now. But yeah, we have been adding STLs, and so there will be more. If you're referring to revamp of ones that have already been done, those have not yet been done. So here's the Shikigami. Absolutely terrifying and different. You can not deny an incredibly different set of brutes than anything we've ever attempted before. I lost count of how many different little Shikigamis. Little Shikigamis? I don't know. Little Shiks? Half Shiks? Monster head Shiks? All sorts of Shiks in this thing. A lot of fun is going to go into really painting these, right? I mean, people are going to have a great time with this set, and the creativity is going to be amazing.
There are multiple ways you can actually assemble them. They were designed to be conversion fodder, basically. Go nuts, basically go nuts. The idea is that these are Yoroni who wouldn't have made it across had they not been helped by the Kotodamagaku. Now, because they are helped, they don't manifest as fully grown and empowered Yoroni, and instead manifest in these like gibbering little swarms, and slowly accrue enlightenment as they grow. So in some ways, they can be considered the young, the Yoroni young. And on the other hand, despite being the young, because they're not as worthy as their opponents and they haven't earned their own enlightenment, they're also a little bit, not as highly regarded within their society. Because there's always more that can be helped across the barrier. So it's a curious situation of like tolerance until they can't stand them anymore, and they get a punch that, or they get a kick that shoves them into the next domain. But yeah, we did have actually a lot of fun with this concept, and we look forward to seeing what you guys can do with these in conversions, in adding terrain effects, adding terrain and effects, or even putting a few Shikigami in your normal Yoroni forces. Should be pretty damn interesting.
Can they grow into bigger Yoroni? Evan wants to know.
Yes, of course. As they attain enlightenment, they basically incarnate more and more until they become full blown Yoroni. Thus the differences in sizes. On the other hand, one of the advantages that they have is, as they, with their sort of, let's call it, weaker incarnations, they're not as present. So that's why you see some of them phasing through the floor, because certain rules just sort of don't apply to them because they're not as present on this world as they could have been.
We are very excited for these to come out, and they are going to be the same price as the Damaro. So they're right in that same exact sweet spot. And then the new token pack. So this has been something we've been endeavoring to do to make tokens that are a bit more three-dimensional, if you will, and certainly more on brand. They will be unpainted to you, so you can mimic these designs, but they'll 52 in a box, so quite a lot of them, and they're bigger than our last tokens as well, slightly. So know that they're going to have a little more heft, and because of their sort of three-dimensional aspect of things, I think you'll be quite pleased. And they'll including in those 52 are 8 Weaver Court Seed or Bloom tokens. You're also going to get the Officer Command cards for First Blood in this, and the Wadroon Chant cards. As I think everyone's aware, with the changes that we made to of licensing to allow for a lack of price increase and make a rebalance of how we value gameplay and IP versus the plastic models. One of the casualties of that is the Army support packs, but this will allow us to put some of the cards that are not from a value standpoint endemic to the model itself in your hands. And this is a €29.99, I think $34.99 US product. So quite a lot of value here. Quite a lot of increased in production value, to say the least. The Shikigami rules, going back a product, will not change. So you already have them. So, something new. Anybody want to guess? Should we let them guess first for a minute? Anybody want to type in notes as to what they think it is? Tim, right out of the gate.
It's the ultimate cat, but larger.
Very nice. Everyone's guessing correctly right out of the gate. So, look for this bad boy March, April. No, I've forgotten, but coming soon, super soon. Maybe April, May. Now I can't remember, but like spring.
So here's the interesting thing. These are not actually Fianna.
What?
But you want me to tease now?
Well,
you want me to actually divulge?
Well, this is what I asked for them. So now what are you doing? You didn't tell me this either. So now tell us.
They are an alternative that you will be able to make to the Fianna that you guys are not yet aware of. So the Fianna is not a single kit, it is a dual kit. And this is the dual. We have yet to reveal the Fianna.
We're finding out things live that haven't been discussed, team. So There you go. Exciting new stuff.
In my defense, it's in the release schedule. They are listed as a dual cavalry.
Yeah, you listed dual kit, but you never said the name or anything else. So I thought, and I haven't seen it before, so I didn't know that this was the alternative model. Very nicely played, sir. Very nicely played. And I
You see, guys, I tried.
he just snuck it past the goalie. I like it. Very well done. I respect that. And so I'm going to go out on a limb here and guess that the reason he is unwilling to name them is he hasn't named them yet.
I know nothing of this. These are lies. Let's go to the next slide, please, quickly.
I know my audience. What are these, Stavro? What are these?
So what you're seeing here are the Gallo Glass. If you've taken the time to read the lore, you will have read that Gallo glasses are not actually they are not weavers who have life bound to something, but they are in effect they were organisms to which weavers have life bound for so long that they have over millennia forced an evolution. And these guys are the absolute enforcers of the Weaver courts. These guys do not do seed wars. These guys are only used for bloodshed. And they were developed in the later stages and were instrumental in the later stages of the Weaver and Fomorian Civil War. So these guys do not mess around. And you will be seeing them soon in a friendly local gaming store near you. Very soon.
Very soon. They're coming up actually before the cavalry.
Yep.
So a lot of exciting stuff. A lot of questions. Sorcerer Kings will be 2 happy hours from now, I think, if I'm doing my math correctly. So hang on for that. And let me see if there's anything else I need to talk about that was asked. No, I think we're good. So I'm not talking about the other thing. So Joel Jacob Hunter, a smaller scaffolding this time. That means progress is going down. The scaffolding is getting shorter and shorter. And you know what? I think the scaffolding is going to be gone pretty soon.
Hi, can everyone hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, a lot's been going on behind the scenes here with First Blood. Jacob and I have been hard at work getting every army and every detail. And we'd like to thank all of our playtesters. It's, as Yanni would know the specifics, it's like, 60 passionate groups that are all contributing and helping. I'd also like to thank all the positive comments I saw earlier in today's happy hour. Things are moving, things are going great, and we can't wait for everyone to see this. I know our next happy hour, we're going to go over in much detail all the specifics and nuances. But today, it is the Spires
That's the
show.
last slide. Don't spoil it. That's
Okay.
the last slide.
Today, we'll go over Spires. It is the Spires happy hour, after all. So, Spires are, as everyone knows, alien and truly bizarre with their dependable and expendable forces. They're synthetic soldiers. In First Blood, the Spires have 2 powerful passives. The first one is the Synthetic Horde special rule, which allows their soldiers as a draw event to reknit themselves or rejoin the battle. So your classic healing or restoring warriors back to regiments. There's some fun tricks you can do with this that you can see in with other heroes and regiments in the army, such as the Biomancer can restore those troops near him. So as a movement tool, he can summon bodyguards, he can restore them back around him. And then the other passive they have is the Bioengineered Subjects, which allows characters to compel soldiers to fight on even harder, where they get to they get more attacks, and then they break at the end of the turn, at the end of the activation, as their mortal forms are pushed beyond their limits. So here you can see on screen our High Clone Executor. Jake, do you want to go ahead and take over?
Hello there. Am I coming through now?
You are sure.
Okay, good.
Coming through. You sound great.
Okay, good. So here we have the High Clone Executor, who, as opposed to the more the swarming nature of the Spires, at least the drones, the Executor brings some order to the chaos. He allows warriors near him to fight and rewards them for fighting together in tandem in more of a tight phalanx formation. And with his command abilities, he's able to lead clones to push their offense beyond what is normal, and he can keep the front lines steady with his symbiotic command ability. That's all I've got going on here. Next slide. All right, next is the Abomination. This is the first look at a monster stat line in the new First Blood. So the Abomination is
wait, slow down. Did you say monster stat line in First Blood?
Yes. All monsters.
Wanted to make sure that everyone heard that correctly.
Yes. In the new edition, all monsters will be playable in First Blood. Even to the Tantor, to the Fallen Divinity, everything. Theocrator.
Like you were listening to what people asked for.
Yes.
It's unbelievable.
It's fun for all. So here we have is the Abomination, who is your most iconic Spires monster, your classic. And how the Abomination works in the new First Blood is, as current First Blood has, once you are slain the first time, you go to your injured stat line on a monster. But the Abomination is almost like a birthday present for your opponent, because once they injure it, you roll on this table to see what afflictions the Biomancers have cooked up for this Abomination in this battle. So it is truly something unexpected every time. Joel, you want to jump in here? Anything to say about the Abomination?
Oh yeah, it's always fun to see what sort of agony that the masters have inflicted upon these poor wretches that are bound to the Abominations. As you can see there on the chart, they can either hit everything around them when they get injured, or their wailing cries dishearten and scare nearby enemies, or it kicks on a regenerative, restorative, prolonged torment ability to help the Abomination live on and keep fighting.
Awesome. Next slide.
Yes. What's this? The Hubris will have a upgrade available that you can purchase to allow you to field it in First Blood with wings and get that beautiful fly special rule.
Winged Horror, I think, is an incredibly appropriate name for that rule.
I will jump in here as well, that this upgrade is not limited to the Lineage Highborn either. You'll find in a lot of the new Spires books that there will be little upgrades and knickknacks that you can equip your characters with to truly make them individual, to allow some light converting opportunities as well. So if you want to put Strix wings on your Mimetic Assassin to make them take flight, like in the, if I recall correctly, the first Nepenthe campaign, the short story, I think, had a flying Mimetic Assassin. So you can recreate that awesomeness as well.
It's almost like we want First Blood to let people fully customize their warbands.
Yes.
Almost like that.
Oh, I had something to put in here. I guess to even build upon that. I guess this is a bit of a teaser that I'm spoiling, but in First Blood, leaders are characters for units, which means that they get access to mutations and relics like this, which means that not only can your Mimetic Assassin get wings, not only can your Lineage Highborn get wings, but technically you can slap wings on a Vanguard clone, you can slap wings on an Avatara, you can slap wings on a Centaur Avatara. Like, you can go full Spires, biomancy and play around with lots of different options.
Yes, thank you, Hunter. Next slide, please, Daryl.
What's this? Wait, February 27th? That's like 5.5 weeks away. Are you guys going to be ready?
Ready as ever. It is busy behind the scenes. We are loving playing games here all the time and devoting all of our love and attention to make sure that First Blood is as great as it can be, because it truly is a new reimagining of First Blood like no one's seen before. I am very excited to see. I know our playtesters are having a great time. I'm very excited to see. Actually, yeah, at Adepticon, I'd love people to come by, and we'll be at the booth to hang out and chat. Make sure you guys can sign up for some of those Learn to Play First Bloods. We'll be happy to teach you guys what it's all about.
Yeah,
And there will be multiple videos with Jacob and Joel explaining the little interactions and all of the rules, slowly building up so you guys actually get an idea of how the game plays.
And you will get to play with them in person at Adepticon, I will note. So you do want to sign up for those, because you will have the chance to take them down, which is pretty cool. And we will be playing the new edition at Adepticon only, not surprisingly, since it will be a month. We will be talking about it a month ahead of time. We'll have lots of learn to plays, lots of casual plays as well around First Blood. And I will note, for those of you who are procrastinators, the last day to get event signups for Adepticon is February 28th. So if you still need a little more convincing when you get to February 27th happy hour, you'll have one more day to fill up a spot if there is one. So know that that's also coming up. But we're I mean, honestly, gang, we think you're going to be, obviously we're a little biased, maybe just a tad biased, but you're seeing on the chat what the playtesters are communicating. The new edition is a huge, I don't know where I've heard that word before, improvement over the current. My playtesting team has been loving it. Playtesting has been great. Oh, and Dave Richardson, Army Builder on the Parabellum website is now updated, off to create Spire shenanigans. Look at that. So, I think...
And 3, 2, 1.
This is the last slide of this happy hour. If there are any other questions, certainly happy to answer them. But thank you. We're really excited to share with you new products, new images, of course, new fun things to look at, but also some new fun things to play. Whether you're playing casually, whether you're playing, competitively, whether you're playing both, the goal is to play, right? This is supposed to be fun. We want to make sure that we're providing fun and joy for you on a regular basis. So here's some questions that I need to address here. Now that all of a sudden everyone's like, oh wait, it's ending. Quick, answer questions. Incredibly excited to try it and run events for them. Oh, thank you. Saw them running a narrative campaign event to sign up for. Could we get a little more info on that one? Yanni, are you still on the call? I hope.
Yes.
Would you give a little more info on the narrative campaigns that are available for people?
The narrative campaigns, actually, you get to play, but what is happening there is that our Vanguard, me, Jacob, and Joel, whoever takes this up, is going to teach you how to run successfully a narrative campaign and play a game at the same time. Basically, you go, you play a few games, and you also learn how to do this successfully in your community.
Awesome, thank you. Xtune writes, can you maybe tease us if a scenario pack is in the works? Yeah, we were surprised that AI managed to drop that we were announcing a scenario pack today, because we're like, well, I didn't know about this. I don't know who on AI made that up, Elon Musk, but you knock it off next time. Yeah, well, there might be something in the works, but it wasn't for this happy hour. But, you might see something in the happy hour in the not too distant future. Order of the Sword next happy hour. Interesting thought.
One of the things that we do.
Oh, are we talking about that? I don't think we're talking about that.
No. I am not talking about that.
Okay, good. Just checking.
One of the things that we do want to announce is that there is going to be a balance update in March.
At Adepticon.
Yep, it will be announced at Adepticon. I leave it at that.
Yeah, that was coming. Don't worry.
Okay.
When can we expect something for the city states? Interesting. City states updates. Don't have to wait too long on that one either. Interestingly.
No, not too
Nope.
long at all.
Nope. When should we expect the rest of the 2026 starters? Great question. So we got 3 coming out right now: the Dweg, the Spires, of course, which we showed you on this happy hour, and the Euroni. There will be more this spring, and then more this fall. And you probably can guess how we're staggering these and why we're staggering these based on how we did the Spires and the Euroni and the Dweg, is that when there's some new stuff coming, thoughts go through one's head. So without telling you when the new ones are coming, because that would ruin the surprise and the suspense of upcoming happy hours, there you go. Will the Wadroon ever get a Spinosaurus monster? Interesting question. Never know.
We actually tried that.
Yep.
We actually tried a Spinosaurus. And, we stopped counting at 7 tools.
Yeah, they
And said,
become...
Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll figure out another way to do this guy.
Here's a rules question. Will we see updates on stat lines for the narrative Crucible of Fates?
Yeah, actually, something that the good thing about this is that we don't have to wait for a regular update. It's simply updating previous narrative campaign content to fit what the rules are today. This is actually the same thing for other models that have came out in the past with previous narrative campaign packs. Of course, the miniatures themselves are evergreen as they are representing current characters in the game. But yes, we do want to do a thorough pass throughout the narrative campaign packs that we've done so far, just to bring those up to where the rules are today.
Thank you, Leo. Let's see. Any update on the TTRPG? No. How's that? No updates there at the moment. Still there. Don't worry. Remind me again, when is Order of St. Lazarus releasing? Very cute. Very well done. I like that. I like the gotcha moment. That was good. Any chance the web-based army builder will let us access our lists from the app? Right now, we can't even save what we do from our browsers. Leo, can you speak to that? Because I know that's something we've been talking about.
Right now, these are not connected, I believe. But what we are trying to, because of course your Android, your Play Store account is separate from the account you might do with us. But I think it should be doable because you log in with our own Liverworld account.
Right.
This is definitely something that we want to be looking at, because that cross-play experience is really important. But I think it's best that now that we've wrapped up this really big update, we're looking at developing all of these additional functionalities and looking at things like that. Thank you for bringing it up.
UKGE, we have many more things planned besides the TLAOK tournament. Yes, there will be absolutely a new First Blood tournament, as well as casual play, learn to plays. We are going to expand the UKGE selection to the best of our ability and the willingness of our Vanguard community to be willing to volunteer for as many events as possible. But I looked briefly at the schedule that we are hoping to put forward, and it will mirror very closely the Adepticon and Gen Con strategy as well, of having a lot of casual play as well as competitive play, and a lot of learn to play for people who are currently Conquest curious, and we're hoping that become part of the Conquest community. Are we updating the Nord's tribal tactics anytime soon? That would be probably part of the March update, correct?
Yeah, much goodness coming in the March update.
Perfect. And then February 27th, Commissaro, is when we will get the full new First Blood rules. Yes, we will be taking you through them. Our hope is to have the app timed as closely as possible to what we did today. This is a much bigger overhaul, even still, for the app and the technology side of things. But the goal is to have that, certainly at the very least, the PDFs ready. And the goal will be to have the app as well ready to go on the 27th, if not the 28th. So yes, we're essentially 5.5, 6 weeks away at most from new First Blood completely replacing old First Blood for those who wish to play the new way. So super excited. And that is the end of the questions that you guys have chatted. So I think I've answered those. There was a hand up. Let's see. Who's got their hand up? Gwendol, please.
Yeah, not a question per se. Just a detail I wanted to add about the ITC. I'm not going to give all the details here because it would be too long, but if people are interested, go look into the thread about the tournament. Guillaume posted a message about an offer that was made by hotels that are close to the location of the tournament, so it can be cheaper for you to book an hotel if you're interested. Just wanted to give the information.
Love it. Thank you. And by the way, this deck and this video will also be on YouTube. This deck will be posted on our What's New part of our website too. If you haven't been checking out the What's New, that's where we're going to be dropping teases, gang. That's where we're going to be telling you about tournaments and what the outcomes were. That's where we're going to be telling you about new products coming out first when you see them there as well. Like all of these new products that you just saw are not only going to be there, they're also live on our eShop now, right now. Yes, that's right. You can go and purchase them right now as a pre-order. And Brad is reminding me that I can't dodge the novel question, which is a novel way of asking about a novel, which I don't have anything to talk about at the moment because we haven't written anything yet for it. So, but don't worry, Brad, we know it's wanted. We had to do a lore book. Maybe you've seen that one. It's still pretty new. And then we had some updates to do and a new First Blood. So we are a small group of people still, and occasionally do need sleep and sustenance. You know, not a lot of either one, but some. Fair. But yes, appreciate it very much. Super excited that you and many others write regularly to say, hey, we want more lore. We love lore. We want Leo lore. We want Stavro lore. We want lore. So give us more lore is a regular statement, which we are very excited about. And so it is something that we do look forward to. But first, let's get the game really humming. Let's get both games really humming. We got a lot of new models coming out for this year, and super excited to share them with you in future happy hours. And until then, we'll see you February 27th on the next happy hour, and we will hopefully see many of you in person at Adepticon in Milwaukee or CanCon in Canberra or any of the other events that we'll look forward to seeing you at. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye. Good night. Good day, whatever.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye. Bye bye.
Okay, now who wants to